Guess what day it is? It's sauerkraut day. Hi everybody, this is Leslie. You're watching Lunch with Leslie at GoToKitchens.com. I do this broadcast every weekday at noon Mountain Time. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to GoToKitchens.com. It's right here in the title of the scope. And if you want to see me, I'm going to turn my camera around right now. Hi. Hi everybody. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday. Thanks everybody for jumping in. Again, my name is Leslie and I have a website. Hi Rosemary. Hello. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com, and on that website you will find all kinds of interesting stuff. Hi from Chile. Happy Tuesday, that's right. I'm fabulous. How are you, Happy John? So it's Tuesday and we are talking about sauerkraut today, and we're gonna make, I'm gonna turn down my light just a little bit. Other way. Hold on, give me a second. Nope, still wrong way. No, okay, that's as low as it goes actually. Sorry, just trying to get my lighting exactly right. So, so we're making sauerkraut today. If you guys want to, after the scope, go over and check out GoToKitchens.com. There is nothing for sale over there. Thank you. The only thing that I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. And that is the only thing that you can buy at GoToKitchens.com. So, are you guys excited about today? I'm going to teach you how to put together basic sauerkraut today. I am catch.me, GoToKitchens, all social media, GoToKitchens. You can find me everywhere that way. Yeah, very excited. Good. So I'm going to teach you how to make basic sauerkraut, but I'm also going to, because this is going to ferment for myself and I'm going to have it later, and I have lots of basic sauerkraut sitting around. Hi, it's good to see you, Karen. Hello. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, but because I want to have this for myself, I'm actually going to make a ginger turmeric blend of sauerkraut, but I will teach you the basics of making just plain old sauerkraut. So here it is. It's so easy, you guys. Fermented foods are so good for your body. Sauerkraut is going to have a plethora. Yeah, I know. Kimchi is strong and it's an acquired taste as well for most people. So if you haven't grown up eating something like kimchi, it can be quite overpowering, and most people find it a little foul, quite frankly, but it's really good for you. And I actually like kimchi. So yeah, and especially when you make it at home and you ferment it, you open it the first time and it's like, what did I just grow? I grew something weird, something funky. So that's hilarious. Your husband likes it? Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's Edison. We can't scope without Edison. Everybody knows that. So today I'm going to make basic sauerkraut, but I'm going to add some couple of ingredients, just keeping in mind as we go along that really we're just going to, these basic ingredients, it's going to be the same preparation. I'm just going to add a few things to it because I really want to try this particular sauerkraut with turmeric and ginger in it, which are both inflammation busters in the body. And I'm always trying to find more ways to get ginger and turmeric in my diet. And so I think that with the sauerkraut, it's going to be amazing. So yes, great idea. So today we're going to have, this is actually a very small head of cabbage. It's a very small head of cabbage because I wanted to make a small batch of this because this is a trial and error type thing for me. So this is actually a small head of cabbage. So you're going to want a head of green cabbage. Now, a lot of people are tempted to use purple cabbage, and that's absolutely fine. It actually makes a beautiful sauerkraut. But I can tell you for it to be, oh good, thank you. For it to be like a super, super powerful food, and as a cancer survivor, I'm always looking for cancer busters. The way that green cabbage actually ferments is actually better for those cancer fighting properties in the body, especially when we're talking about breast cancer. Now, it's a cruciferous vegetable. Purple, yeah, purple mentally makes us eat less. I did not know that. I've never heard that before. But yeah, so, but this is in itself is a superfood for people, and especially women that are fighting estrogen levels in their body. So if you're constantly struggling with your estrogen level, then you want to think about getting more cruciferous vegetables in your diet. It will actually help the way that you metabolize estrogen. So a lot of us are making plenty making plenty of estrogen, but we're not metabolizing it correctly. And that's actually through my discovery process of maybe why my body developed cancer, breast cancer in the first place. I discovered that I was making tons of estrogen, plenty, perfect amounts actually for my age. I was 42 at the time. And so I was actually making plenty of estrogen, but my body was not getting rid of it properly. So it was not, hey, Christine, you just couldn't miss the cabbage, the pounding, could you? Do you want me to do it for you right now? I have my spoon. Dr. Christine, I have my spoon. So you just have to wait. I'm going to make you wait on the scope to see it. The pounding, that's right. So, so green cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable. When it's fermented, it actually has more properties and more qualities that are amazing for you. It starts breaking down the enzymes in the food, so it's kind of it's not necessarily pre-digested, but it is down that thought process of being pre-digested, because it is it is actually in the fermenting process, it's actually starting to break down the foods. That's what is causing the bacteria, that and what's in between these cabbage leaves. So did you guys know that cabbage actually has bacterial properties in it that make the sauerkraut so amazing? So we don't, oh good. Nope, not doing it. Are you kidding me? $50? You gotta up the ante, girl, on that one. So I am not going, okay, 100. I am not going to be Lenny in this case. I'm not taking a big old bite. It'll ruin my sauerkraut, ruin my scope, actually. And I'm not playing it like a banjo either. So green cabbage is, green cabbage is an amazing cabbage to use for sauerkraut. The only other ingredient that goes into plain sauerkraut is sea salt. That's the only other thing that goes into into sauerkraut. That's it. If you want to make, these are the three things that you need to make, can I juggle? That you need to make sauerkraut. You need a jar, you need a head of cabbage, and you need some sea salt. And I'm almost out. I gotta go get some today. Yes, so that's it. That's the only three ingredients that you need. Now there is a process that you need to go through and you need to go down. And so I just slung salt. When I just did this, salt just went everywhere. Oh my gosh. So really? I've never heard that before. Don't make it while well, I'm not on my period, so we're good. That's hilarious. I gotta look that one up now. I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that. So, yes, you can use salt and pepper. That's for sure as well. Today, I'm gonna add a carrot. I have my carrot right here. I'm gonna add some ginger. This is my ginger root. I'm gonna add a clove of fresh garlic today, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of, oh, you can't see it. Dang, I hate that. Organic ground turmeric. All right? Don't get you started. So that's what I'm gonna make, but the basic, I wanna say coleslaw for some reason today. The basic sauerkraut, not coleslaw, the basic sauerkraut is just salt, cabbage in a jar. So, all right, so there you go. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna remove a couple of leaves, these outer leaves. These, do not wash your cabbage. You do not have to wash your cabbage, by the way. I know, it's so easy. So here, you're just gonna remove the leaf off of the cabbage, and you're gonna take a couple of these, because this is probably only gonna make one large jar, but I'd like to be prepared for more than that. So I'm gonna take 2 leaves off of my cabbage, and you're just gonna set those aside, and I'll tell you what we're gonna use those for a little later in this scope. The next thing that you're gonna do You are just, oh my goodness. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a very sharp knife like my brand new knives that I just got. She's crazy. Everybody just say, Dr. Christine, you're crazy. You're crazy. So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to cut the end off of my cabbage like this. So I have a flat bottom to set it on. This does not get thrown away, by the way. I do not throw any of this sort of stuff away. This goes into my freezer and I use it for broths later. So yes. All right. So you guys are on fire today, I'm telling you. So now what you want to do is you want to do super, super thin slices. The gang is all here. You have all showed up for not coleslaw, but sauerkraut. So yes, sauerkraut. That's what we're making. Red cabbage is absolutely fine. It's just, I like green cabbage because of its cancer fighting properties. So you're going to go very, very thin slices, just like this. I know, and you guys, I wanted to cut it ahead of time, and then I thought better of it because I really wanted to show you this process. So super, super thin slices. My knives are so sharp. I'm so excited. I'm sorry I can't watch the comments and do this because I might cut my fingers off with these new very sharp knives. So that my fabulous husband bought me. Hey Cosmo, it's good to see you. Yes, be careful, right? That would be a horrible scope. That'd be like the worst scope ever, is me cutting the ends of my fingers off. So let's not do that. Yes. It might be the best scope ever. I don't know. So here we go, cutting the cabbage. Do you see how thin these are? They are super, super thin. Flat bottom girl, that's right. They are super, super thin, and that's what you want. As thin as you can possibly manage is awesome. I'm going to actually turn my cabbage. I'm getting more extra leaves that I'm not wearing as a cap. I'm going to turn it so it makes it a little easier and I can go a little faster. Yeah, so the sharper your knife, the faster this kind of work goes. And that is good. That's good. That's good. I don't even know what you guys are saying. You could be talking about me behind behind my back. Best scope ever. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Janet. Absolutely. Knives are essential. If you go and check out if you sign up to become a VIP at GoToKitchens.com, you will get a free ebook, 7 Steps, How to Fall in Love with Your Kitchen and Yourself. And there is a section in that book that talks about the tools, the actual tools that you need to start your pathway on a healthy diet. Because if you're not chopping, you're not cooking. So you got to be chopping. And if you're not chopping, then you're certainly not cooking real foods. So you got to be chopping. You got to get chopping, people. Get chopping. Almost done. Sharp knife. Sharp knife makes all the difference in the world. Knives matter, that's right. Absolutely. All right, so I'm at the very end here. Wow. Again, this is the bottom. Chop, chop, that's right. This is the bottom of my cabbage, and I'm actually just going to put this over in my garbage bowl. Thank you, Rachel Ray, for teaching us about the garbage bowl. I'm going to put that in my garbage bowl, and that is going to go in a vegetable stock later on. So, yes. A butler, absolutely. I need a butler. Somebody was talking about housekeepers the other day. I was like, what? I need a housekeeper. I totally need a housekeeper. So, sorry you can't see that. Let me block the light a little bit. See how thin my shreds are right there? Can you see that? Here, I'll put them near the camera. See how thin they are? You want them nice and thin like that. All right? Simple. Hashtag simple. I know, I want to have, you like my bangs? Really? Is that what, are you really talking to me? Love the shreds. You buy your shreds. You could buy your shreds, but I like to control my ingredients. Okay, I don't want this big hunk in there. See this big hunk? That's not going in there. Honka is not going in. All right, so all of this goes into a big giant bowl, like so, just like that. You see, down in my big giant bowl. All right, simple, simple. Now then, if you are just gonna make plain old sauerkraut, just plain old, nothing fancy, super simple sauerkraut. That's right. I love nice hunks too, but they're in my garbage bowl. So I have a tablespoon here. This is actually a measuring spoon, and this is not a very big cabbage. So I am going to do about half right now, and then I'm going to taste it and see what I think. So because you don't want too much salt. You don't want too little salt, and you don't want too much salt. And here's the reason. If you have too little salt, it's not going to ferment. If you have too much salt, it's going to kill all the bacteria that you're trying to grow. So you want a nice blend in there of salt. So you just want to be super careful with your salt. More is not better with this. This is actually just a natural sea salt. This is not a Himalayan. This is a Redmond's real salt, just like this. This is what I use in all my cooking. But you can use Himalayan, absolutely. You could use, I have red Alea salt, which is a Hawaiian salt that's made out of volcanic clay. You could use something like that. You could use a black sea salt if you were so inclined. Yes, this is a Redmond's real salt. This is what I use, okay? So I'm going to just stir this around just a little bit and kind of have a look at it. I may end up adding some more salt, but if it was a large head of cabbage, oh, I have more. Hold on. I have my black lava salt, and I have more than that even. So yes, I have a salt collection. I have a spice collection, actually. I do. It's terrible. So if it's a bigger cabbage, then you'd want to add that whole tablespoon in there. But this is a really small cabbage, so I don't want to do that. All right. So here's your next. Yes. That's right. Please do. Coach Cosmo, please. Cosmo, stop getting it there. So here's the next step in the process. For this to start creating some juices, you can do a couple of things. You could massage it. Here's Dr. Christine's favorite part. You could massage it with your hands if you were so inclined to get it. It's right, rated wooden spoon. So yeah, I have a huge collection of salt. I love salt. So you could do it with your hands, or you could get yourself a wooden spoon. Let's talk about wooden spoons. Here is my collection of wooden spoons that I have put out here, okay? This one in the middle, if you have this kind of wooden spoon, it's absolutely fine. But ideally, you want something with a little bit more of an edge along the edge. Then if you absolutely, you could actually have somebody cut off the end of a wooden spoon. But a flat-ended wooden spoon like this is actually my favorite way to pound the cabbage. There are cabbage pounders. There are things that you can buy to pound cabbage. Don't do it. It's silly. It's a waste of money. Just get yourself a wooden spoon. This kind of wooden spoon is absolutely perfect. This one would be fine too. Yes, but a flat edge like this is actually a great way. You could use your hands. Yep, absolutely. But this is a great way to pound the cabbage, and it is a great stress reliever. So if you're feeling stress, make some sauerkraut. All right, so we're going to pound some cabbage. It's just going to go straight down into the bowl. And we're going to, are you happy now? You can just... Yeah, a spanking spoon. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this very funny story. So I'm in a thrift store the other day because I have a thrift store addiction, and I'm in a thrift store, right? And there's this little adorable, cute little girl. She's so cute, and her mom is really funny, and they are having a big time in the kitchen section. Her mom's like teaching her about all types of kitchen stuff, and teaching her to be practical. Let's buy stuff at thrift shops or whatever. And there was this huge, huge wooden spoon. I'm not kidding you. It was like huge, like for a big vat, like you're gonna stir something. And she takes it out. She's holding it. She's like, "Oh, this would be a great spanking spoon." And the little girl broke down into tears, and her mom was like, "Oh my gosh, I was just kidding." It was so funny. I felt so bad for the little girl, but the mom looked at me like she was horrified. And it was, she wasn't going to release, it was a joke, but the little girl didn't get it. And she just started crying. And she's like, "No, I was just kidding. I would never even spank you with the spoon." It was just so funny though. Cracked me up. Anyway, okay, so let's go. Here we go. More pounding. So basically you want your cabbage to sweat. All right, so you want this puppy to start sweating. And I have to tell you, if somebody was stabbing me with a wooden spoon, I would probably start sweating pretty quick, but you want it to sweat. So in other words, you want it to be liquid. So you want to pound and you want to stir, and you want to pound and you want to stir. Now, if we were just stopping here, if we were just going to stop here after the pounding, oh, that's cool. I love that. After the pounding, then you're going to want to take your jar. Yes, you can massage it with your hands. Absolutely. So, don't make me block you. So after you did this part of it, you would start filling your jar with it, and I'll show you that process in a minute. But this is all you would have to do is get this, that's a big piece I don't want in there either, is to get this cabbage to start sweating and then fill up your jar, put it in the cabinet for 4 weeks, and bingo, you're 4 to 6 weeks in the dark, and you are going to have, you guys are too much. You're going to have sauerkraut. So there you go. But I'm going to pound this just a little bit more, and I'm going to add some other ingredients. So here we go. I'm going to add a shredded, I'm going to add a shredded carrot. So I'm just going to take, you could do this in a food processor if you wanted to, but I don't have a food processor. Can you believe that? Seriously, you guys need to take up a collection. Not refrigerated, that's right. It does cut it a little bit, but moreover, you're trying to develop a liquid. Liquids are important, and we'll talk about that. When we start to bottle it or jar it, I'll talk to you about that. So yeah, it won't ferment if it's cold, that's right. So I just have a grater like this, and I'm just gonna grate up some carrot to put in there. I did not peel my carrot, by the way. Your bacteria that you're getting without a starter. Oh my gosh, you're getting a starter with the natural from the dirt, from the cabbage, and from the carrot. So I don't even peel mine. I never even peel mine. Yes, 4 weeks in the dark. Absolutely. That's what, 4 to 6 weeks. The longer you let it ferment in a nice, dark, dry place, cool place, then the more you're going to get, more sour it's going to get, and the more bacteria you're going to get. Yeah, bacteria is on the surface. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. You guys just fill in my stupid gaps of brain wandering today. So I have a lot going on today, and my brain is kind of all over the place. So there. So, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. This is your second favorite part? Is it really? This is like the banjo, right? Yes, you need to have liquid over the top. You can see my jar here, if you can see it. You see the liquid that's in that? Yeah, you need liquid. If you don't have liquid over the top, you're going to get some mold. Da-da-da-da-da. We need some intermission music or something. This is like a Monty Python scope or something. I swear to God, this is like total Monty Python moments. If I cut off the end of my finger, that would be a Monty Python moment. So we'll try to keep from doing that. Bleeding everywhere. She's bleeding. Yeah, you don't want mold. Mold is bad. Mold is mold is bad. So, all right, that's as good as I'm doing with that. Put those little bits down in there. We're going to use that again, so I'm just going to set that to the side. You can see my pile of cabbage. Maybe you can't with all the, yeah, bloody kraut. That's right. Wait a second. That could be something bad. I should never say that again on a scope. So I was talking about my bleeding fingers and sauerkraut, just to be straight. Yeah. So I'm just going to put my carrots right down in there. Super simple. Now we're going to take some ginger. I'm going to turn it to a finer grade here. We're going to take some ginger and I'm going to grate it. It is not going to take a lot of ginger. This is not a huge container of sauerkraut. So this is not going to take a ton of ginger. And what I'm making is ginger turmeric sauerkraut, by the way. It's an experiment. I've never made it before. I know, right? Oh my gosh, I did not mean that at all. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's not homemade either, so you guys just talk amongst yourself. I'll just be over here making the crowd, for heaven's sakes. The things I do for you people. Does unwash hands? Not necessarily. That does not apply. Hard at work, that's right. All right, so let's just see how much ginger I actually have in here. So you can see I have about a tablespoon of ginger, grated ginger. Nope, I didn't peel the ginger either. I know, you guys freaking out? Now I'm gonna do a clove of garlic in that same area on my grater, which is actually a little bit harder. I should have grabbed my microplane, but I didn't. It's okay. It's all right, I just need to mind the knuckles. Mind the knuckles. This is not gonna take a lot of garlic either. You do not wanna overpower your flavors here. All right, so garlic down in there. You guys enjoying this? I am. I love being here with you guys, and when I'm in the kitchen, it's my favorite time with you guys. I mean, I love teaching you new things and talking to you or whatever, but my absolute favorite time with you guys is always in the kitchen. So love, love, love. If I had time, my life is so busy. Go-To Kitchens is exploding, and it's going. I do teach classes locally. Yep, I absolutely do. Yeah, it's my therapy too. But but it is my time with you guys that I love the most. And if I had more time, I would cook with you every single day. So I would not use garlic salt. I would use fresh garlic only and fresh ginger as well. You could grade your own turmeric root, but this is freshly ground and it is organic as well, so I totally trust it. And we're gonna do I'm gonna do like half a tablespoon of turmeric. This is going to give my sauerkraut a bright yellow color. A little bit more. Turmeric is actually amazing for inflammation. So there you go. You can see how much I have in there. Yeah, about half a tablespoon there. If the cabbage was larger, I'd do a whole tablespoon. But yes, I'm only doing half because I don't want to, again, overpower the flavors. So I'm interested to see what this turmeric does in sauerkraut. I'm super excited about that. I'm always looking for ways to beat inflammation in the body, and turmeric is a great way to do that. So, all right. So, oh my gosh. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so while I'm pounding, I want to talk to you guys about eating fermented foods. So give me a thumbs up if you eat fermented foods right now. Okay? If you eat fermented foods right now, give me a thumbs up. Everybody. Come on, don't be shy. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, so a lot of you are eating fermented foods already. If you do not eat fermented foods, say, what do I want you to say? I don't care. Say apple. Yes, kimchi counts, absolutely. Say apple if you've never eaten a fermented food. Somebody tell me something here. All right, so there's a few of you that have never eaten fermented foods. Okay, so here's the dealio. If you are new to fermented foods, if you go and you make your own sauerkraut this afternoon or this week or whatever, and in 4 weeks it's ready to eat. Never, okay. And it's 4 weeks it's ready to eat. I want you to go very slowly. A tablespoon, this much sauerkraut, when I'm making my own, this much sauerkraut is about all I eat in a day, and I've been eating it since July. 2 tablespoons would be absolutely max for me. This is not something this is not something that you want to eat huge gobs of. And here's the reason. Because if you do, you're going to be cussing at me because you're going to be sitting on the toilet a lot, okay? It is going to increase your digestive power to the max, and you are going to have the poops. So I want you to go very slowly when you start fermented foods of any type. Your dad eats a cup at a time. Does he make his own? I mean, I can see at a point of my life that that might happen, especially if I was doing that type of work in moderation. But right now, the most I will eat is 2 tablespoons. But are you eating fermented sauerkraut? Are you eating vinegar sauerkraut? Because if you're eating vinegar sauerkraut that is not refrigerated, that you bought in a can or in a non-refrigerated section, that does not have a probiotic in it. The vinegar has killed all the probiotics. So you are not, this smells so amazing. So we need to smell a scope. Yeah, so if you're not eating refrigerated sauerkraut that you buy like at Whole Foods, like by the brand Bubby's, that would be a brand I would recommend if you're not going to make your own. Then you are not eating a fermented food. It is only fermented if there is no presence of vinegar in this. So I know, right? Eating organic? Okay, good. You love the scope. Of course you do. I should have known that you were going to be here just to see this. You eat Bubbies. Okay, good. Yeah, so just keeping that in mind. But if you are new to fermented foods, I want you to go very, very slow. They have a detoxification effect in the body. And because of that, you might experience a little bit of joint pain initially, especially if you're overdoing it, especially with kombucha. You might experience even a little, maybe even headaches. You might experience diarrhea or constipation. Okay, good, good. You might experience breakouts. Those are all the things that could happen if you are going too fast. Yes, a detox effect. That's right. So if you're going too fast with fermented foods. So when we talk about the beet kvass later this week, I was actually taught by an expert that does all kinds. I added, actually this is a small cabbage, so I only added half a tablespoon, but in a regular sized cabbage you would want to do a full tablespoon, yes. Gas and bloating, not so much actually, but possible. Dr. Christine, would you get, if you were detoxing from fermented foods, would it cause gas and bloating? I don't know the answer to that. Yes, slow strategy when you are starting with fermented foods. Now you guys can see how much I'm pounding this. I'm really trying to get some liquids to develop here. Yeah, it may. Okay, yeah. And there's a question there for you too. Yeah, mostly from not chewing it well. Absolutely, I agree with that 1000%. Chew your foods, people, chew your foods. Dr. Christine says even chew your liquids, right? Okay, so if you're new to me, please follow me. If you're new to this type of scope, I want you to do a couple of things. I want you to follow the digestion doc for your digestion needs. I want you to follow Duchess Doo-Doo to get the real scoop on poop. I want you to follow Coach Cosmo if you are interested in exercising. And I want you to follow Maria Claps if she's still here. So that if you are interested in your hormone health. So those are the 4 people that are here right now. Sorry if I missed anybody. Yeah, see you later. There's Coach Cosmo right now. You better follow him before he gets away. Yeah, so those are the people that I want you to follow if you're interested in moving your health forward. Thank you, Lean Green. Yes, Lean Green Girl. I don't think Ro is on here right now, but if Ro is here, I'd want you to follow her. That's Tomorrow's Mom, Organics, I believe. Yes, Peak Living, there you go. Yes, so please, those are the scopes that I'm familiar with, and I want you to think about following those people, because I promise you, you're going to get tons and tons of value from their scopes. So there you go. Yeah, the Duchess of Doo-Doo, Janet, she may have already skipped out. Yes, you'll want to follow her as well. So, all right, so there you go. So I'm actually going to use my wide mouth jar because it's easier to scoop in. I will tell you, when you're buying jars, these wide mouth jars are so much easier to make kraut in. So just keeping that in mind. Now, you do not have to sanitize your jars. You are growing bacteria. So don't, if you are a germaphobe, then this is probably not your game anyway, right? I mean, honestly, fermented food's probably not your game if you're a germaphobe, because because you're growing bacteria in this jar. Yes, I never buy another smallmouth jar. I know, they stink. I love my wide mouth jars. I mean, I do get these mostly from thrift stores, and I will buy them, but the wide mouth jars are way, way better. So yeah. So yes, so if you are fermenting foods, then you need to get over your, yes, that's right. You need to get over your germophobia and just use your jar. Don't wash your cabbage, don't wash your carrots, don't peel your ginger. None of those things matter when you're fermenting food. In fact, they all contribute to the bacterial growth that you want, the good bacteria that you want from fermented foods. So here's the next step. All right, we're gonna take our jar and we're gonna stuff some sauerkraut down in there. Just like this, so easy. How easy is this? I mean, the pounding is the hardest part, and I actually like that part. So yeah, once you get it in the jar like this, you're gonna actually pound it again. And the reason for this is that you want to alleviate air pockets. Woo! Spoon attack. I did not add any pepper, but you could. I did add a fair amount of turmeric in there. See how tight this jar is packed in here? And there's no air pockets. Air equals mold. So I do have a step-by-step. Yes, there is a recipe and a step-by-step right on my website. It's actually under Curatito sauerkraut. That's a different type of sauerkraut that you can make. So yes, you can go there and see that. But see how tightly packed this is, okay? Oh my gosh, I forgot about turmeric and black pepper. Oh dang. Never mind. Hold on. I have to go back. Thank you, Dr. Christine. Black pepper. Sorry, everybody. I have junky black pepper because I don't use a lot of it. I am going to put a few dashes of black pepper in here. Please excuse my junky black pepper. I don't cook with it a lot. You're absolutely right. You have to liberate the turmeric with, yes, you have to liberate the turmeric with some black pepper. That's actually what makes it bioavailable in your body, meaning that your body recognizes the turmeric. Dang, I'm so glad you said that. Because I would have gotten to the end of it and I would have been like, oh man, I didn't do that. Our skins of no fat, I don't know what that means. Yes, it increases the absorption. It allows your body to recognize the turmeric and allows the turmeric to do what it's supposed to do. So I just added like maybe a teaspoon. Yes, and it's a good combo. That's right. Thank you, Dr. Everybody say thank you, Dr. Christine. Evan's on here. What is he like sitting on the sidelines or something? He's not saying anything. That seems impossible for Evan. Okay. So I'm going to put it in the jar. I'm going to put about this much in there, and I'm going to stab it again. Pound it, not stab it. I'm going to pound it. I'm going to pound it. If this is your first time, by the way, making sauerkraut, just make the basic. Do not make this fancy pants recipe, because this fancy pants recipe isn't going to taste like normal average sauerkraut, and it might turn you off if you're not used to fermented foods. So if this is your first time making it, don't. If you've made it before, then heck yeah, totally make this, because it's going to rock the house. I can tell you this is going to become one of my favorites because it smells so freaking amazing. Oh my goodness. So see how I've pounded it and I've gotten all the air pockets out? It's already, you can see the juices are starting to form as well. Okay. If you're going to do Christmas presents, you better start making it now. They make fabulous Christmas presents. If the people like sauerkraut, if they do. Oh, you're going straight for the fancy pants. All right, well, that's good. That's what we can call this. When I put the blog post up for this, I'm calling this fancy pants sauerkraut. So you guys, that's what you can look for. Yeah, some people use celery juice with a probiotic mixed in with it. That's going to be like a starter for sauerkraut, but I can tell you that you don't really need that. That increases the vitamin K intake, but I mean, it's not terribly necessary. You can get vitamin K a lot of ways in your diet, so not terribly necessary, but it does ramp it up if you wanted to do a celery juice starter, absolutely. Another thing you can do is to take a sauerkraut like this that has a lot of juice in it and pour like a tablespoon. That's right. It's more like, you guys are cracking me up today. Take like a tablespoon of the juice out of this and pour it into this, and that will start the probiotic process, and you could probably eat it in about 3 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks. But if you're not doing that, then you need to do 4 weeks of fermentation. So I'm missing Evan's comments. What's happening there? Was he the fancy pants? Hashtag fancy pants? Yeah, those are pro tips. That's right. All right, so I'm about halfway down into my jar, still packing on the sauerkraut. I can tell I should have used a bigger jar so I could get all of it in one jar. Dang. It's okay. Maybe I can get it all in here. If I pound really, really well, I can get it all in here. Or am I sweating yet? No, but the sauerkraut is. I have to tell you, when I was battling that not norovirus, the parvovirus, oh my gosh, my hands hurt so bad after I got through doing this. I would make a batch of sauerkraut, my hands were like, ow. That is a great scientific question that I don't know the answer to, I'm sorry to say. I know you have to wait 4 weeks. That's the worst part. I always say that's the worst part of sauerkraut making, is that you have to wait for it. Dang, stinks. All right. Regardless of what I'm about to do here, regardless about what's about to happen here, I'm sorry. That's right. You better get on it. Regardless of about what I'm about to do in this jar, I do not want you doing what I'm about to do. I want you to leave some room in the top of it. I want you to leave some room in the top of the jar. Do you see how much room I have here? It's about 1 inch before the sauerkraut starts. I want you to leave about 1 inch of room in the top of your jar. I am not doing that right here because I want this to all fit in here. So I'm stuffing like a crazy person, trying to get all this into one jar because I don't want to waste anything. It makes me sad. I hate wasting food. Organic vegetables are expensive, and to waste them makes me sad. I don't know. I've never made my own kimchi, but I can find that answer out for you. That's right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So don't do what I'm doing here. Packing this in here like a crazy person. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm packing this in here. There's just a little bit more. I think I can get it in there. Totally. I'm getting it in there. I'm telling you. So the problem that you risk with something like this is that when you're fermenting foods, it releases a CO2. Well, you could actually. It releases a CO2, and oh, there's Edison again. You only ferment for 7 days? Oh yeah, unless you're using a starter, I would go a lot longer than that. You're not getting any probiotics with that. You're not allowing the cabbage to ferment. So yes, I would say 4 weeks minimum, 6 weeks, you know, ideal, and longer than that. This has actually been in the cabinet for about 3 months now. So yeah, and it's still perfectly good. I mean, as long as the liquid is covering the top, there'll be no mold, and it'll be super sour. That's hilarious. I love that. It'll be super sour, which is what I like. I like it when it's really like almost like puckering sour. I do have plenty of room. Look at that. It's like the perfect amount for this jar. Okay. Yeah, but you want to leave a little space because it will, when it's fermenting, it will release some CO2. So if I don't want to open this jar, but if I opened it right now, it would actually start to bubble. You would see some bubbles up in there. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Hang with me. But you would see some bubbles starting to come up in here, and that is the CO2 that is happening. You do not have to open it every couple of weeks if it's covered up here, because there won't be any mold as long as the as long as the kraut is covered in liquid. There will not be any mold. So yeah, it is getting your aggressions out, right? I agree totally. No, I don't. I do not use that method. I know a lot of people who do, but I do not use that method. This is, I try to make it that so that so that it's easy for everyone. Anaerobic, that I understand, is actually just using like a cheesecloth or something over the top, and letting the air get to it. The ferments that I've done with that, I actually get some mold, and so I don't want to ruin a whole batch of sauerkraut. So let's talk about this really quickly. Actually, let's go and do this next step. So here we go. I'm actually going to clean the top off a little bit because it's pretty messy. So I'm going to clean the top off just a little bit. Okay, so here's my tips. So we saved the cabbage leaves. If you've been watching from the beginning, my cabbage leaf caps that I will not put on my head that Dr. Christine is so meanly trying to make me do. She's a meanie that way. Totally kidding. But so the cabbage caps, they are literally caps, and you're going to take one cabbage leaf. Okay. If you had a larger cabbage, you might have 2 jars like this coming out of that one large cabbage. This was a very small, like softball sized cabbage. So I know, old cabbage head. That's right. So you're going to take your cabbage leaf and you're going to work it into the top of your jar like this. You're going to push it down even further in the jar. Okay. And you're just going to keep working at it till it kind of goes down the sides of the jar. And it's going to serve, I'm going to use another one here. It's actually going to serve as the top of your sauerkraut to keep it below the liquid line and to, oh, wrong mouth there, and to keep it from floating to the top. I did it. That's right. Okay. So cap the lid on just to where it's just tight, okay? Just to where it's just tight. So it's not super tight. So it's not like cranked on. Okay, so here's my expert tip for the day. This is my like 3rd expert tip. 3rd expert tip is this. I want you to leave this sitting on the counter for 24 to 48 hours, and I want you to watch how much liquid is actually being formed. Within 24 hours, you can see, maybe, you can see right in here, yeah, don't crank it down. You can see right in here that I have some liquid forming, okay? You can see the black pepper. Yeah, get out the mason jars, that's right, it's so easy. But you can see the liquid right here is already starting to form. So the key to this, the key to keeping it from molding is to keep the liquid over the top of the kraut. If it does not, I know it, you have to try it, Janet, because it smells so good. It's amazing smelling. So that's why we pound it, and that's why we pound it in the jar, is to make it start producing liquids. So you're breaking it down and getting it to where it will start making liquids. Leave it on your counter for 24 to 48 hours and watch and see how many liquids form, okay? Now then, a lot of people will say, oh my gosh, you can't do this, but I'm going to tell you my next tip, okay? Yeah, you need to get fancy, that's right. So my next tip is this. If you are not getting the liquids, enough liquids to cover the top of the kraut, like this is, like this one has, okay? I want you to take a little bit of distilled water. So you're going to have to buy it, I'm sorry to say. Filtered water is fine. Basically, I want you to have water that doesn't have any chlorine in it. So a distilled water is great for that. And I want you to fill to the top of your jar. Yeah, Fancy Ferments by Leslie. Oh my goodness, you guys are awesome. I want you to fill your jar up so that your kraut is covered with water. This is going to take like 4 tablespoons of water, okay? This is going to prevent mold. So what happens if you open it and there's like a big, you know, like thick layer of mold? Let's say you open it in like 2 weeks to have a look at it, and there's a big layer of mold. So first of all, you do not throw it all out. You do not have to go, oh dang, it's got mold, it's out, I'm done, okay? All right, see you. So if you've developed mold, and you will be able to tell that it's mold because it looks like fuzzy mold. So if you've developed mold on the top, I want you to take about 1 inch under the mold, okay, very carefully, not to disturb the rest of your sauerkraut, but I want you to very carefully remove about 1 inch, and I want you to put the leaf back on top, or even a fresh leaf. Thank you, that's very sweet. Put a fresh leaf right back on top of it and just go again and make sure that it's covered. But really, the only reason that it's going to have mold is one of 2 reasons. It's getting too much air, so you don't have the lid on tight enough. It's not covered with water. Actually, 3 reasons. And the 3rd reason is that you've put too much salt in. Too much salt will actually cause some mold. So there you go. Sauerkraut in a flash. Actually, that was not a flash at all because I was goofing off and being silly and whatever. But there you go. This, you have been watching uh, you, you have been watching Go To Kitchens, and we just made a ginger turmeric sauerkraut. I know, not silly enough, right? Too serious? Dang. That's right. Thank you so much. You're very sweet. So yes, if you want to know why we eat fermented foods, go watch my replay on catch.me. Yesterday we talked about why we eat fermented foods. Tomorrow on Go To Kitchens, Lunch with Leslie at noon Mountain Time. Same bat channel, same bat time, whatever it is. Same bat time, same bat channel. So if you want to see tomorrow, I am actually making a fermented pineapple drink with you guys. This is what it looks like when it's done. It's kind of gorgeous, right? Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. I hope you guys learned a lot. That means a lot to me when you guys say that. No joke, it really does. I like helping people change their lives with their health. So this is a fermented pineapple drink. We're going to make this tomorrow. That's what you want to make, right? Yeah, it's gorgeous, right? It's so beautiful and it tastes amazing. This would be a great replacement for soda as long as you don't ferment it too long, because I have to tell you, one more day of fermentation on this and I would have had alcohol. I would have had pineapple, shots. We would have been getting loopy up in here. So yeah, so you have to be very careful with the fermentation of this. I actually have reused the skins that I used to make this. This is kind of shocking what we used to make this, but use the pineapple rinds for this. And I know, woohoo! And so I actually reused the pineapple rinds, and I'm making pineapple vinegar right now. So it's like an apple cider vinegar, except with a pineapple flavor. So I know it sounds good. Fancy Furnace by Leslie. I think it would be possible to eat too many fermented foods. I do believe that. I believe they said, yes, it's called tempache, something like that. I do think it's possible to have too many fermented foods in your life. So that's just me. I know that if I had like a whole 16 ounces of kombucha and 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut, I would do that if I wanted to clean my bowels out. So maybe after vacation, after I get, we call it baguette butt, because we eat a lot of bread, especially when we're in Europe. And so this is too much information, but that's okay. I'm going to share it anyway. We get really constipated when we come home from vacation. And it's because we eat a lot of bread, especially when we're in Italy and France and stuff like that. And we call it baguette butt. I know it's crazy. It's kind of gross, but if I really wanted to clean myself out after that, then I would certainly have like a whole kombucha and 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut. No problem. Done. So yes, balance them with the donuts, right? Yeah, and the tiramisu and all the wine and all that kind of stuff. I know, too much information. It's true, but you know what? And Janet is so great at this. The Duchess of Doo-Doo is so awesome at this, but I don't actually, you guys know me, I hardly drink alcohol ever, like once in a blue moon. But Janet is so awesome at this, but I mean, if you're going to talk about health, you have to talk about poop. It's an impossibility. In fact, when I'm coaching somebody one-on-one, so somebody has actually come to me and they're paying me to coach them one-on-one, when I am doing that one-on-one session with them, there are 2 things that we talk about first, and they're both really gross. And number one is I ask them to chew up their food as much as they normally do. They have no idea what I'm doing. I ask them to chew up their food and spit it back out and let me look at it, because I want to see how much they're actually chewing their food, because chewing your food is so important. And the next thing I do is I ask them to describe their pooping habits. And what does your poop look like? Like, I don't want a picture of it, but but tell me what your poop looks like. What is it? In your opinion, what does your poop look like to you? Because those 2 things can start me down a path with them that will help lead them into a healthier lifestyle. So yes, it is a natural body function. It absolutely is. So it's nothing to be shy of. And honestly, you can't talk about your health without investigating your poop. In fact, for me, when I start with somebody, that's where it all begins. So haven't met a non-pooper yet. That's right. And if you have, they're probably dead. So everybody poops. Didn't that used to be a book? All right. So tomorrow we're learning how to make this. Tomorrow we're learning how to make this. Today we made sauerkraut. If you are a sauerkraut eater, I'm going to give you one more tip about, look how yellow it's getting. It's getting like really yellow already with the turmeric. It's going to be gorgeous. Another tip about sauerkraut, it makes a great salad dressing. It's one of my favorite sauerkraut tips. If you want to get more sauerkraut in your day, make yourself a really great, I know I love turmeric too, and with black pepper because I was being a dork. So, no thanks. No thanks. But if you are wanting to get more bye Rosemary, thank you for being here. More sauerkraut in your diet, make yourself a nice big giant, as big as you think you can eat, green salad, and then take some fresh vegetables like carrots or cucumbers or whatever you like, and then take a sweet apple or a pear and dice that up or grate it up and put it in your salad, and then put a tablespoon of sauerkraut on top of that and squish it all together. It makes an amazing, amazing salad dressing. So I highly recommend that. If you make the curatito, which has like a Latin flavor to it, that's hilarious. Yeah, it is a great idea. It's one of my favorite tips for sauerkraut. So it's how I actually introduce it to people in their diets, so to get them used to the taste. So it's a great way to introduce it in your diet. The curatito, actually, you can make a taco salad, like a taco style salad, and use it that way because it has like a little Latin Mexican flavor to it. So I just saw my husband walk by. Oh,
What's so stinky?
It's the garlic. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So there's your helpful fermenting, fancy pants fermenting tips today. Yes, I have to go. Oh, you got a blab. That's right. You guys follow Summer's Wellness. He actually scopes about essential oils. It's very informative. If you want to know about essential oils and how they can benefit you, follow Summer's Wellness. Holy cow, he knows this stuff like the back of his hand. He is so good at it. And he's doing a blab in about a few minutes about health and his personal health journey. So you guys go watch him. If you want to know more about me, go to kitchens.com. Very quick commercial. It's right here in the title of this scope. Please go check it out. Consider becoming a VIP. It's absolutely free, and you get a bunch of free stuff, and you get an invitation to come over to our Facebook page and continue. Yes, Summer's Wellness. There he is right there. Fancy pants. Bye, Rosemary. Thank you. Yeah, he's fancy pants today. Go to kitchens.com. Thank you. Become a VIP, and you guys get a free ebook. You get an invitation to become a VIP member on Facebook. And right now, if you go right now and do that, there's actually a free guide or a free cookbook on there on the Facebook page. On the VIP Facebook page, there is a free cookbook that has 10 sugar-free desserts in it. It's the bomb diggity. You have to go check it out. So thank you guys for being here with me today. Know that I love you, and I only want you to be healthy and well. And your inspirational time today is super quick. Today, I did a post. Thank you. I love you too. I'm so glad. Yay. Yeah, bye. See you guys. So here's the inspirational moment. You can hang out or not for this. So today I did a post on my Facebook, and it said this. Hold on, I have to get my notes. Hold on, I'll be back. This was my inspirational post for the day. The tearing down of another's credibility does nothing to advance yours. The truth has a way of naturally exposing itself. You need to remove it from your to-do list. In other words, I know, right? In other words, stop tearing down people's credibility. Stop bashing things. Stop being negative, because that negative energy that you're putting out to others is coming back to you. So be very careful with your words. Be very careful with how you choose. I am guilty of this because there are so many bad things out there that affect our health. I have a tendency to want to rail on those, and I really had to do a mindset check this morning and remember that if I am living on a planet with all of these human beings, and we all have difference of opinions and difference of religions and different colored skins and different color hair colors and different belief systems and all of those differences, but we're still all human. So when I start to tear down, that's right, when I start to tear down somebody else, that only puts me at not only their level, but below them. And so I am pledging to myself to stop tearing down people and to lift up those that I love and those that I believe in. I'm going to push those to the forefront. I'm going to push those people forward, and I'm going to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. So yes, speak positivity in your light. So my hashtag, if you follow me personally on Facebook, you can just click follow. You don't have to friend me. I don't have to see all your personal stuff. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you. So if you follow me on Facebook, Leslie Nance, Nance, if you follow me there, you can see almost every single morning I do an inspirational post, and you can find it through the hashtag that is how I live my life. I live my life in the light. I do not give in to darkness. When it tries to come against me, I just remember where my light points are and I go that way. And so, yes, always light, never darkness. My mom and dad actually taught, yes, that's right. It cannot exist in the same place. So there you go. I'm going to read it one more time. The tearing down of another's credibility does nothing to advance yours. The truth has a way of naturally exposing itself. You can remove it off of your to-do list. So there you go. There's your inspirational. Remember, you're a human being living on this planet with other human beings. Take time out. Smile at a stranger. It may be the only smile that they see today. So please smile at a stranger. If you feel like that you want to ask them if they need a hug, then hug a stranger, but be sure and ask first. That's right. Remove it from your to-do list. That's right. Stop tearing down people's credibility because it does nothing to advance yours. So there you go. Love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day today, and come catch me tomorrow. We're going to make some pineapple, not alcohol, but close. If you let it ferment too long, it would be. That's right. Absolutely. That's absolutely right. So you get back what you give out. If you give out light, you're going to get light back. If you give out darkness, you're going to give darkness back. And my mantra, I'm not kidding you, every time before I do a Periscope, before I'm in front of people, before anything, I always say, please let me be light into dark spaces and never darkness into light spaces. And that is how I roll. That is how I live my life. So all right, so you guys, that's right, gonna set the world on fire, that's right. Thank you so much for hanging out for this entire hour. I love you, I love you, I love you. I will be back here tomorrow afternoon at noon, and I hope you're here so we can have some more fun, because then tomorrow you get to watch me cut up. Thank you so much, that's very sweet. Tomorrow you get to watch me cut up pineapple, and that's always an exciting adventure. So I'll try to keep my fingers again. So yeah, there you go. All right, love you guys. See you later.